Ladies and gentlemen, you took no revenge, and that made them panic more. Now listen closely, because this is not just a message. This is a weapon. This is a shield. This is a mirror that will force you to look at yourself and see what you've been avoiding. Revenge. They expected it. They wanted it. They waited for it. Because revenge is predictable. It is loud. It is obvious. But you chose silence. You chose distance. You chose to let them drown in the echo of their own actions. That's why they panic. Because nothing eats a person alive more than not knowing what comes next. The enemy can prepare for an attack. They can defend against a strike. But they can never prepare for silence. Before we go deeper, let me pause and speak to you, the one watching this right now. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment below. Tell me how this message hits you, and to those of you who keep returning, who keep walking this battlefield with me, I thank you. You are the reason this fire keeps burning. Together, we sharpen each other. Now, listen. Revenge might make noise, but silence breaks bones. It cracks egos. It shatters illusions. And it does it without you lifting a single finger. History is filled with proof. Think about Nelson Mandela. He was imprisoned for 27 years. The world expected him to come out angry, filled with revenge, ready to tear everything down. But when he walked out of that cell, he didn't seek revenge. He chose something stronger. He chose discipline. He chose vision. He chose silence, where others expected chaos. And it was that silence that made the powerful tremble. It was that calm that forced the world to respect him. Silence is not weakness. It is strategy. It is control. It is knowing that you don't need to scream when your presence already speaks. Let me tell you something you already feel but maybe never said out loud. When you disappeared, when you stopped responding, when you refused to fight back on their terms, you created a void inside them. And that void started to eat them alive. The mind hates uncertainty. It craves answers. And when you give them none, they create their own. Their imagination becomes their prison. They replay what they did to you. They wonder what you're planning. They guess, they assume, they overthink. And every assumption they make drains their confidence even more. You see, revenge is about proving something. Silence is about needing nothing. And needing nothing makes you untouchable. Let's go deeper. Psychology proves it. When you don't respond, you trigger what's called the Zeigarnik effect. It's the mental loop that never closes because there was no ending, no closure. And that loop keeps running in their mind, replaying again and again. They don't sleep the same. They don't feel the same. Because you left them unfinished. That is why silence is more powerful than revenge. It is not about ignoring. It is about controlling the battlefield by refusing to play the game they designed. Do you feel the power of that? Do you feel how heavy silence is when it's intentional? Good, because from this moment forward, you will use it. But hear me clearly. Silence is not for cowards. Silence is for those who already know their worth. For those who don't need validation. For those who understand that revenge is temporary, but control is forever. If you're watching this, it means you've already walked through betrayal. You've already tasted disrespect. You've already been hurt. But instead of lashing out, you pulled back. You disappeared. And right now, you may doubt yourself. You may wonder if you should have fought, if you should have screamed, if you should have proven your point. Let me answer that for you. Number, you did exactly what needed to be done. Because disappearing is not retreat, it is repositioning. And those who reposition end up winning wars, while the enemy still thinks they're fighting battles. At this point, I want you to stop, take a breath, and remind yourself you do not owe anyone a performance. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You do not owe anyone revenge. What you owe is to yourself, your peace, your energy, your future, and nothing makes them panic more than realizing they lost access to you. Because that's the real revenge. They can't touch you. They can't predict you. They can't stop you. They can only sit in silence, haunted by their own actions. This is how kings move. This is how warriors last. This is how legends are made. And we're only getting started.